For Game 4, Paul Rietzl was on the play again. He took his time, but he did send his 7 back. The 6 didn't look too sharp either. He was not happy to look at his 5-card hand, but nodded and kept. There was no turn 1 step links for Game 4, but Goblin Guide was a fair substitute, running in for 2 damage. The Goblin Guide would not be coming back, as Ben Stark played an oust targeting the 2/2 creature. Stoneforge Mystic shuffled him away, even as it fetched Sword of Body and Mind. For turn 2, Ben Stark had a warm body in the form of Squadron Hawk. The Mystic soon picked up the sword and forced chump blocks from Ben Stark. Rietzl was still on just 2 lands though, while Stark was up to 4. He had little in the way of offense, unable to break through the stream of 1/1 flyers from Stark. Paul Rietzl started casting Squadron Hawks of his own, but behind on land he could not mount much of an offense. Stark showed a Day of Judgment, further slowing the pace of the game. Rietzl finally got in a hit with his sword, thanks to a hasty Goblin Guide. He got a wolf token, and was happy to see that in the 10 cards he milled, he had hit both a Jace the Mind Sculptor and a Sword of Feast and Famine. Ben Stark, on his turn, cast Preordain, then another Squadron Hawk. A Divine Offering meant that Rietzl would only get 1 sword hit in, and Stark dropped a 13 on attacks. When he came in the following turn, a Celestial Colonnade took out the wolf token, but then died to a lightning bolt, and a pair of hawks traded. Stark then cast Jace the Mind Sculptor, and used his Brainstorm ability before casting Squadron Hawk to net a shuffle and protect his Planeswalker. Paul Rietzl sent his team at Jace, and when each player's hawks traded, Jace still had 1 loyalty left. Rietzl cast a Step Links, and shipped the turn to Stark. For a second turn, Jace the Mind Sculptor helped with a Brainstorm, after which Day of Judgment was followed by Stoneforge Mystic. Ben was able to get a shuffle after each search effect, improving his card quality, and in this case the Mystic found Sylvok Lifestaff, which wasn't too shabby for Ben either. Each player knew that the longer the game went on, the more Stark was favored, but Rietzl didn't seem to have the tools to force anything through. Paul Rietzl looked to the crowd standing near the feature match arena, and saw a gathering of Ben's friends. "This is a very bad sign," he remarked. He looked back at the table, and saw Ben casting Gideon Jura. Ben Stark had all the answers, with a Day of Judgment, to take a Step Links and Squadron Hawk off Rietzl's side of the table. Ben Stark then used Jace the Mind Sculptor's Brainstorm ability. Ben Stark cast Baneslayer Angel, and then Paul Rietzl was able to first Mark of Mutiny the Baneslayer to hurt Gideon Jura, and then to Journey to Nowhere it. He was still in rough shape. Jace started Fate Sealing, and Paul knew it was over. He didn't need to wait to see what he drew when the card stayed on top. Ben cast another Baneslayer Angel, and Rietzl extended the hand. Ben Stark is your Pro Tour Paris champion.
And welcome to the 2011 Magic Weekend Paris Award Ceremony. Assisting me today will be the Pro Tour head judge, Toby Elliott. Before we begin, I'd like to announce 2 trophies that were handed out earlier today. In 4th place, winning $13,000 from Japan, Naoki Nakata. And in 3rd place, winning $15,000 from Belgium, Vincent Lemoine. And now I'd like to present the winner of the 2010 Player of the Year race from the United States, Brad Nelson. Let's also give a big round of applause for his worthy opponent, Guillaume Mantignon of France. And now the 2011 Pro Tour Paris finalist winning $20,000 from the United States, Paul Rietzl. And now your 2011 Pro Tour Paris champion, winning $40,000 from the United States, Ben Stark. One more round of applause for the Pro Tour champion, Ben Stark. On behalf of Wizards of the Coast, I would like to thank all the judges, staff, and players for making Magic Week in Paris one of the best events ever. We'll see you next time, June 10th to 12th from Nagoya, Japan. Thank you and good night.